How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I've had the best night of sleep of my life. I have not slept this well in ages, and I feel great. I really feel great. I'm not even joking. I feel amazing, guys. So, what do we have today? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have more information about Meltan. Now, I know you're probably annoyed a bit at this point, but this could be an eye-opening moment, right? Now, we have seemed to have gotten confirmation that the brand new Pokemon that we're going to be seeing or getting or whatever. And also, by the way, shout out to Crybaby Abel here, not Axel, Abel here for, yo dude, look more videos, lol. Which is the new sounds and whatnot, which I'll get into in a second. He also sent it to me, but I'll be taking a look at that right now. There's a lot of information to cover here, like tons of shit to go through, and also some theories you guys have sent me, some ideas from other people, Pixelpar's opinion, and you guys know Pixelpar is a very credible person. I trust him 100%, just saying. Pixelpar has been correct. He was the one who leaked and told us and hinted at Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee several months before the games were revealed. So I trust that dude, which is why I'm trying to tell you right now that, you know, I'm going to also read what he said. So let's start with the first thing here, which is what this was sent to me by Crybaby Abel here, which was new sounds, move, meteor mash, all Gen 4 cries, 891 and 892 cries, which is when I saw that, I was like, what? Like, what is that even referring to? Like, what's that about? Like, I don't get it. I'm a bit lost. And then I ended up somehow getting to, well, this stuff, which is basically like, I guess, Pokemon Go assets, and then 0.123.1, Gen 4 sounds, Meteor Mash move, local box pick. And I was like, okay, what's this all about? Let me see. So I went to Charles because that's what, like, you know, I was referred to go to by your boy Abel here. He, like, you know, I think he actually, yeah, he literally right here, you know, added me at Charles's tweet here. So I was going to go through his tweets and see what's going on here. So when I looked here, I was like, okay, so apparently in 0.119.5 version, there's a new move, which is Meteor Mash, which we already know about, new weekly fitness goal, etc., new costume for fall, which obviously, because, you know, it's now Halloween and whatnot, some previous version code on shiny costume displayed. And then he goes on, it says here, about speculation, in Pokemon Go in-game news, Meltan is tagged as 152. File names are like Pokemon Go news _152 announcement.tsv. Now, this is old. This is from October 5th, right? We've already covered this. We talked about how it's going to be 152 in a previous video. And main image is 152 concept to no box 2k.v4 03 1024 x512 no logo.jpg. Holy shit, that's a long one. Whew. Okay, so that was the first one we read right there. Like, this we've already gone through, which was kind of like, for me, like, confirming that this was, like, gonna be a Pokemon, you know, like, to begin with, right? Meltan is going to be 152 in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. That's guaranteed, right? But what the question is like, does it end up being, like, is it, like, people have been arguing, like, oh, it's gonna be, like, number 891 in the next Pokedex. That's what they thought. But I agreed with Joe Merrick and said that this is not anything to do with, like, their Pokedex number. This is to do with their asset number. You know, like, 891 was referring to the asset number. And I want to look through what we have today because it's a little bit confusing. It seems like things are all over the place. But let's continue up here. So this is just some stuff that's unrelated. It goes through like some shiny versions, Ditto shiny, which I'm not sure what's going on here. Ditto shiny finally added server side. Pikachu plus Raichu will new hats, no Pichu. New shiny versions, and then he says right here, badge Pokedex entries Gen 4 equals 51. All Pokemon from 387 to 493. New moves: Skull Bash, Acid Spray, Earth Power, Crab Hammer, Lunge, Crush Claw are all added now, as well as moves Octazooka, Mirror Shot, Superpower, Fellstinger, Leaf Tornado, Leech Life, Drain Punch, Shadow Bone, Muddy Water, okay. And then you got, as well, you got new forms for Rotom Normal, Rotom Frost, Rotom Fan, Rotom Mob, Rotom Wash, Rotom Heat, Wormadam Plant, Wormadam Sandy, Wormadam Trash, well, fair enough. And then Blaze Kick and Razor Shell as well. So again, a bunch of moves. And then, again, Giratina Altered, Giratina Origin, Shaman Sky, Shaman Land, Cherrim Overcast, Cherrim Sunny, Shellos West Sea, Shellos East Sea, Gastrodon West Sea, Gastrodon, Arceus Normal, Arceus Fighting, and then tons of all the Arceus like forms and whatnot have apparently been added into the games as far as I understood it. But here's where things get interesting for us, right? New sounds, move, Meteor Mash, which we've already seen, all Gen 4 cries, and 891 and 892 cries. Now, why is this important? Well, 891 is the asset number for Meltan. That's Meltan's asset number within the files, which means that this is not, again, like I mentioned a second ago, that pretty much confirms it. If that's asset numbers, which is what I assume this is, you know, then that means that asset number is specifically for Meltan, which was Meltan's asset number is 891 and not a Pokedex entry, okay? It's not the Pokedex number, it is its actual, like, just asset number. Now, in the assets, you have all stuff like cries, like, textures, models, etc. It's all there. Now, I can't remember in Ultra Sun and Moon if the cries were listed in the same position, but like literally they have the same number, 891 and 892. Obviously, those are related to specifically Meltan. But let's continue. So, new local box image. So there is like just a random image, and GitHub repo for all the files, including new sounds. And this is what I was looking at earlier, which kind of includes everything that you kind of want to maybe take a look at. I just can't be bothered looking at all this stuff because, I don't know where to start or what to look at, to begin with. But he kind of just broke it down, like, initially here and just said exactly what we needed to know. Just scroll up right there. Boom. You got what you need. So, let's see what Joe Merrick says about this, because, Joe Merrick, he has a lot of opinions. He has been around for a long time now. I do not agree with 100% of all the things he says, but I do agree with him with this being a Gen 7 Pokemon still. I still think Gen 7 is a Pokemon that Meltan belongs to, right? It's not a Gen 8 Pokemon, in my opinion. Again, if you feel differently, that is fine, but there's so many more things pointing towards it not being Gen 8 versus things pointing towards it being Gen 8. So let's see what he said here. So definitely safe to say, our nutty friend here is an evolution, not a form. In the new Go files, the cry heard in the trailer is listed with the asset ID of 892. 891 already confirmed to be the asset ID for Meltan, while Shaman is listed with 2 under 492. That confirms that. So what he's trying to say here is that Shaman has two forms, like Shaman, like normal Shaman and like Shaman Sky, right? And with Shaman, they're not listing Shaman Sky as a separate, entity. It's not listed as a separate ID number. It's actually listed the same, and the reason why is because it's a form. It's not an evolution of Shaman, it's just a form. And what he means right here to say is that basically, because this new Meltan we see in the trailer right here, because this new Meltan that we see, because it actually, like, doesn't have the same, ID and asset number as Meltan does, it means it's a brand new Pokemon, aka an evolution of Meltan. Now, how we're going to evolve that, like I said, I think it's going to be fusing together a bunch of Meltans and making them evolve together. Kind of the same way as, and this is the theory I'm going to talk about later on, because this was actually sent to me by one of you viewers. I think it was sent to me by, oh man, let me actually see. I think it was sent to me by Marco. Marco sent this to me. So he sent me a theory about, like, the possible upcoming evolution system and how it might work and that sort of stuff. And I really found this interesting, and I'm sorry for not responding yet. It was just like I was reading this morning when I woke up. I was was like, dude, this is actually pretty interesting. Like, he has a lot of good points here, in terms of, like, how Magnemite to Magnetone and whatnot works. In the anime, it's said that Magnetone is an evolution of 3 Magnemite combining into the Pokemon via magnetism. So, if that's how they work, then would it really be surprising that, like, we have Meltan fusing together a bunch of them into a similar thing, right? That's what I think it does. And also, the head right here, you can see it spins, actually. It rotates, which is really cool. I'm really excited for Meltan, guys. You guys have probably noticed it from my last few videos, but I'm really excited for Meltan. I'm super hyped for it. But yeah, that's just the general gist of that. So, again, it pretty much confirms that it is a new evolution. It's not just a form. It's a full-on evolution. So yeah. And also, it says here, both Silph and Pokemon Hunter Go Net seem to believe it's confirmed to be Dex number 891, not an asset number. And then he says, I've corrected them. Head of Silph edited the post because he agrees with... I don't know if GoHub will pay attention, but I have told him this before. And then he like, right here, he had a kind of a post about the whole thing. Got you, fam. For the record, I think you are correct. Meltan will join the Kanto regional dex at 152, which is awesome, as Let's Go is in Kanto. I might even be responsible for bringing a Kanto 153. It might even be. And that's true. You were right. You were right, Drawn Pests at work. You were right, dude. Its national dex number is not confirmable from the asset indexing alone. So, I mean, he's trying to say here that 12 Meltan's Cry and Evolution, and the tail end of these new species appears 2 additional audio files, but no official APK species directories entries. Pokemon Cry 891 and 892. Now, admittedly, I'm getting pretty tired, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe we should have gotten confirmation of the national dex for Meltan 891. Yep, I was tired while these asset numbers have matched up with national Pokedex numbers for all species in game so far. Future gens diverge from this association. TLDR, we aren't yet able to predict Meltan's national Pokedex. We can predict it will likely be added to the tail end of Gen 1 Kanto, however, and will be likely be 152 in the Kanto regional dex. For those really looking to dig into prediction territory, Cerebi.net had some solid, deeper exploration here. Now, curiously, one additional Pokemon's Cry name with it. It seemingly is highly probable that this is an evolution of Meltan, hinted at in the Pokemon official release video earlier today, or another form. And yeah, we already kind of covered this. So yeah, actually, this was posted today. Okay, I thought this was an old post, because I saw the Joe Merrick tweet, like, I've seen this, like, post from him before. I needed to bring this up again. Silph decided to declare 891 to be Meltan's national Pokedex number. It isn't. And again, he goes back to this post, which again, we've already read, like, 2 times before, which I don't think I need to read for you guys again. But to break it down simply like this, guys. Basically, at the end of Gen 5, they stopped doing the asset numbers, in the following pattern, right? They always rounded it up. So, for example, let's just read what it says right here. So, with the assets after Genesect, they all went into a random numbering system that there's not much logic to. So, 649, sorry, was the end of Gen 5, and the first Gen 6 Pokemon asset number starts at 701 with Furfrou. Now, what does it mean here? Well, from Gen 5 to Gen 6, the asset numbers round up. So you go from 649, right, which is the asset number of the last Pokemon in the Gen 5 Pokedex, and then instead of going to 650, right, 650 or 651 or whatever, you actually round it up to 700 to a 100 number, right, to a clean number. And that's what they did here. They rounded up to 100 and started the next generation of the Pokedex with 701. And that's the same thing we have right now. We have Pokemon, we have asset number 891, right? If Meltan was not, if Meltan's asset number was not 891 and maybe 900 and something, then yeah, sure, it definitely could be considered a Gen 8 Pokemon. But since this number is 891, it doesn't end up being a Pokemon as Gen 8, because it should be rounded up. It should start at 901 or, up there instead of being 891 or, 892 for its evolution. They shouldn't be there. They should be rounded up, because that's what they do every new generation now in the asset files. And since the asset files match between Go and, all the previous Pokemon games, and also apparently with even Let's Go at this point, as far as we can tell. I mean, we don't know yet. We'll, once they data mine it, we'll know for 100% fact, but, it's besides the point. So, that was some of the stuff. So that's some of the stuff I wanted to go through, some of the information that we have. And what else do we have here? Well, basically a theory from one of you guys. I can't remember who sent this to me, but I wanted to make sure I find it right here. Let's see. I think it was right here. So Leaf sent this to me. Let me see what the theory is. I haven't actually read it yet, so I want to see what it's all about, so you guys can see, with me. So here's a little theory for your consideration. Even though Meltan looks cute, I think they're actually super dangerous. I think the mystery box is a reference to Pandora's box, because they could lead to an end of the world. Yes, that would be awesome if it's true, dude. Everything we've seen about Meltan fits the concept of Grey Goo. Grey Goo is a hypothetical end of the world scenario involving molecular nanotechnology in which out-of-control self-replicating robots consume all biomass on Earth while building more of themselves. A scenario that's been called ecophagy. Epocaphy? Well, I can't even say that word. There was only one lump. Let's see. There was only one lump of metal in the box, according to Oak, but the Grey Goo are self-replicating robots. They absorb matter and incorporate it into more of themselves. That can explain why one Meltan became many with Willow, and why a handful of Meltan became a Tawny in the girl's house. There being a ton of them. Oh, you meant a ton. Ton of them fits perfectly. And while Grey Goo is often related to metal, life itself is often referred to as green goo. Okay, life itself has spread to every conceivable corner of the Earth that we have been able to check so far in the 4.5 billion years, and readily converts non-living matter into living matter through its inexorable reproduction. It is also really, really difficult to truly sterilize anything. This is sometimes referred to as the green goo scenario. A fitting counterpart to Grey Goo being green goo, which Zygarde is. Wow, that is actually really... Damn, that is a good theory, dude. That is a good theory, man. Yo, shout out to this man, because this is a good theory, dude. So we've already been reading about, a lot of potential, kind of occult stuff, how that can be related with, the box of Saturn, right? Because we made connections with, Saturn, and that maybe Meltan's related to Saturn. And in all fairness, remember, Game Freak like making this sort of stuff. Game Freak like making interesting Pokemon. They don't just, sometimes, yeah, sure, they make some really dumb Pokemon that have no good connections, and are just kind of we need something here, you know what I mean? But often, they spend a lot of time on specific special Pokemon. If they're legendary Pokemon or mythical Pokemon, they really do take their time to make sure the Pokemon have some good connections to, real-life stuff, and also to, conspiracies, the occult, kind of creepy stuff, right? That's what they often do. So this, to me, sounds very realistic. The Grey Goo thing, I've heard about that before. I'm kind of aware of it. And also, then being the green goo, that's a good connection, dude. Zygarde had the similar thing going on, right? You know what I mean? Zygarde had the Zygarde cells that then turned into, once you had 100% of it, you had a Zygarde, you know what I mean? Or, 100% Zygarde, whatever. But you know what I mean? What was normal Zygarde? Which percentage was that? I can't remember. But either way, this is a good theory, dude. I would love to look more into it. If you have more to send me, dude, and more ideas and more thoughts on this, I would love to cover this separately and maybe do a intricate look into it, because this is really, really good, man. I really enjoyed this. So that's that one. Let's get to the final thing of this video, guys, which is going to be, of course, Pixel Part's opinions on the new Meltan details. So details about Meltan can be caught in Pokemon Go. Let's go revealed. Plus 2 new trailers, etc. As these details on how the new mythical Pokemon can be caught in the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee has finally been revealed, accomplished by 2 new trailers from the Pokemon Company. One of which may hid a few more secrets. It's been 2 weeks since Meltan was officially announced for Pokemon Go and Pokemon Let's Go, and with time comes more information. Having previously stated that the smartphone game Pokemon Go will play a key role in acquiring Meltan on the Switch, the Pokemon Company decided to leave the specifics shrouded in mystery. That is until now. While sending the Pokemon from the smartphone app to the upcoming Nintendo Switch titles would usually reward players with candies and other items, it's now been confirmed that that the very first transfers will instead reward players with a mystery Pokemon. Okay. Once open in Pokemon Go, this box will unlock Meltan and cause it to appear in the smartphone application. Players will be able to capture and send Meltan over to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Let's Go Eevee. In the new trailer, Professor Oak explained that this is due to the metal lump inside the mystery box reacting with natural environments, something which Oak was unable to achieve by investigating the box inside the laboratory. Apparently, this reaction is what causes the mythical Pokemon Meltan to appear and therefore become available to capture. However, there is a catch. The mystery box is prone to closing automatically. Once the box has been used in Pokemon Go, players will have to wait until they can open it once again, according to the Pokemon Company at this point. So he continues going, explaining there. In addition to the new Meltan research video, the Pokemon Company has also released a trailer featuring footage of Meltan in wild. Well, the trailer may share some additional details of the Meltan-loving Pokemon and some cute CGI Meltan. The most interesting parts in the video are the final scene. As multiple Meltan snuggle up for a well-deserved nap, the trailer fades to an ominous shadow casting a wall, one of which differs in the shape from normal Meltan, but appears to retain the new Pokemon's nut-shaped eye. The following note scribbled on a pad then appears on the screen. I think Meltan still holds a greater secret to be uncovered, which makes me so excited, dude. When I heard that, I was like, yes! While it's not clear exactly what this means, it could potentially suggest that there is an additional form or evolution of Meltan. Well, we know now for a fact it's definitely going to be an evolution. Possibly caused by multiple Meltan being together. This would certainly explain the strange shadow and why the mystery box is reusable, as players would theoretically need to send more than one Meltan over to the Switch titles to obtain a new form. So you're gonna definitely have to play Pokemon Go this way. It seems like the Pokemon Company, Nintendo, and Niantic may still have a few secrets up their sleeves, so keep your eyes peeled for more information in the future. So yeah, he didn't actually. I thought it was gonna have more like more like a theory or something. But hey, at least we read it, and now at least we kind of refreshed our memory for anybody who didn't watch the previous videos. So hey, it's going to be the end of the video, guys. If you did enjoy, then drop a like down below. If you guys enjoyed this video and liked the covering and whatnot that I went through, then let me know in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts about this? Do you still think that that's not the acid number and the Pokedex number? Because I seriously don't know, man. Like 891, 892, those are definitely ID acid numbers, because that's what they're meant to be. And yeah, either way. So I may be wrong. Who knows? We'll see what happens. By the way, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name's Ruffled Rowlet. Have a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.